I don't want to talk too much about this piece right here. It's a table that I designed last year. So I just want to give everybody a few seconds to just see what's going on and perhaps read this quote. If it's a little hard to see if you can scoot up by a good architect, a nice, great, possibly one of the greatest architects, Mies van der Rohe. So just take a minute and soak that. And so quickly, since I only have 10 lightning fast minutes, I want to connect these ideas, principles, and purpose. And I want to also propose that in design, design at large, I'm going to talk about it in the form of architecture, or this, which is furniture and architecture, that we bring back principle-based design. And that we also, there's a lot of discussion too with the younger crowd is what is purpose, and it's a forever question. Everybody's been asking, what is my purpose? What am I? What is each day in a year? And what's my purpose here? And I think there's a very simple connection between these two and bringing more principles and bringing both of these into design. So Mies says, our aims are bound up with the special structure of our epoch. Now I'm going to say aims, we'll say goals. Goal-oriented is where we're at with a lot of design. Goal-oriented is, what does somebody want? Let me give that to them. All right, well, maybe that's not goal. I'll get to that. Okay. Our aims, our goals are bound up with the special structure of our epoch. Values, or I'll say principles, on the contrary, are anchored in the spiritual destination of mankind. So the principles don't go away. Our goals, what we want, changes all the time. And when we can design with principles, the things that won't go away, I'm saying it'll make it much stronger. And so what is a principle? Principle is a thing that helps guide us to make decisions. It can be, there's a whole list of principles. In this one, I'm really fond of the principle individuality, uniqueness, variety. Those are some principles here. Now, can principle directly tell us, hey, how should we paint this room? Black, orange, green? Well, just ask the principles real quick. It cannot help us like that. They're not meant for that. They're meant for a system that can support our decision making, but they can't give us decisions. So it's not like a machine where we can crank it out and get a result. So we have this, it's harder in the design world to say, for example, you go to your doctor, and you don't go up to your doctor and say, hey, look, my knee is broke. I ran over a bus. No, not a bus. I ran over a bike. I just need this medication, that medication. Put me on physical therapy over here. I'm going to do this. And the doctor's like, okay, here you go. No, but the doctor, as a professional, we give them the trust that as a professional, he's going to hear what you have, and then he's going to give you a professional delivery, which is his prescription or his do this routine. And in design, sometimes it becomes, well, what do you want? Hey, we want to design something for you. Yeah, look, you guys got great paintings. I need you to design me a painting. And sometimes when we don't use principles, we're liable to say, well, what do you want? You tell us what you want. As opposed to, well, you present your case, and with the principles, with my professional knowledge in design and art and what's going on, I'll give you something. Similar to the doctor. We have that respect for a doctor, and in the design world, it's a lot of what do you want? Our data-driven, no offense to that, but data-driven, like what is good for people or what do people want? That's what we give them. So to back that up into principles, a principle could be individuality, uniqueness. Each of these pieces are all different, hand cut, and you can see that they're all different. They're laying out all separately. So that idea touches every single piece in that design, and that's a principle. It's not based on what. There's a lot of actual edges that a baby could bump into, and it would be terrible. But that is a different concern, so it's not about matching all these things, but the principle help guide me into this. So how am I going to tie this in to purpose, to life purpose, and bringing in principles into design? How do we do that? Sounds pretty difficult. But with the help of red wine and pizza without cheese, thanks to the people in Fuzz, purpose is also, I would ask people, where are your principles at? You're a designer. You made this painting. I go to these openings down in Chelsea on Thursday. yeah, so this is nice. I get to talk to the artist. What are some principles you had going on? Well, I like the yellow, and like the pink was pretty cool. And it was like swirling around, and okay, that's cool, boo. So purpose. Let's say if I ask somebody, what is your purpose? What is your principles? What do you use? What is the foundation of your designing? Designing a website, designing a chair, everything. And then we ask the same thing, what's my purpose? What do I do in life? Well, those things you've been doing, they're always there. Your purpose, you've always been doing. You can't do anything but your purpose, unfortunately. Because your purpose is to be you, and do what you do, and based on your guidance system, give us what you got. And principles is the same thing. Based on a guidance system, I'm going to give you this and that. And the doctor says, based on a guidance system of medicine and how it works, you have a broken knee, you stepped over this, you're wearing whatever shoes in the rain, and based on that guidance, they'll give you something. And so purpose is similar to that. And basically, just understanding that we have principles and we have purpose, or we don't have it, or whatever it is, but that when we can use these things and understand them, they'll drive design into a place that it'll need some explanation, it'll need a lot of talking, and it'll need definitely it'll need like a mutual respect to give trust to a designer and say, okay, we're going to design something that's good for you, and maybe we can't put the barbecue right next to the pool, because maybe that's stupid and it looks ugly. But then you can't say, well, it looks ugly, but I'm paying you for this shit. But the doctor can say, no, you don't need that, you need this. And the person will say, yeah, absolutely, doc, you got it. Tell me what I need. So when we can defend principles in art and in design, we can bring more understanding for people like the person who goes to the doctor, that we made a decision and not just take what we said as the rule, or not just buy whatever we have to, we're a dictator, and that's what happened in early modernism in architecture, and like Corbusier, there's a lot of dictating and strict, and not necessarily like that, but based on this evidence, this is what I can give. Based on this evidence and this guidance, this principle, this purpose that I live, this is where I'm at. This is the person I am today because of everything that I've been doing. That's what my purpose is, to be this person that can speak to you guys right now. And we bring that to the table, each design. Am I good on that?
3 minutes.
We bring this person that we are and that we developed into to the design, to an assignment, or as I like to say, a designment. And I'm going to definitely coin that. It's actually from my little brother, so we bring who we are and all of our energy to the design. And so when you see something like this, and I can talk about other people's work the same way that I'll talk about this, because you can see them in their work. And this is their purpose. These ideas and these principles, not just ideas, these values that are the spiritual destination of mankind, are coming through me, and they happen to cut up some wood. And they happen to not use any glue and no screws and no anything else, but just pure wood that was cut a few times. And that's what it looks like. And when you design a website, that's just the thing. And yeah, there's formats, and there's, we always have to, this could have been way more unbaby safe, and I actually toned it down to make it a little baby safer than it was. And there's always that kind of, that relationship with whoever's helping us make the design. And so I just want to say principles have served me well, and I look to keep using them and developing this understanding of why principles are worth having in the design world, and how we can talk about design and art in a principle-based way, and not in a, I like this, that's great, this is so cute and pretty good. And when can we bring principles in to help defend ourselves, and the principles will defend us, and your life will defend your purpose. And that's what I got to say.